Welcome to the Poetry Moment, featuring Late September, Early Morning by Roland Flint. I'm Shawn Sebastian Naar. Every morning, Roland Flint would rise at 5 to greet the dawn, write some lines of a poem sitting at his desk by the window, then go back to bed until 8. On HoCoPoLitSo's The Writing Life, Flint spoke and laughed about this writing process with his friend and fellow poet Lucille Clifton. He was faithful to this ritual, and it served him well. He published 9 books of poetry in his lifetime, despite his other work in academia. Grace Cavalieri, the Maryland Poet Laureate and longtime host of the Poet and the Poem radio show for the Library of Congress, was a good friend and admirer of Flint's poetry. After his death in 2001, she wrote, "He told stories with the sound the heart makes. And this is something the reader cannot turn from and cannot forget. Roland Flint gets right next to his reader. And for this reason, he has earned a permanent place in American letters." HoCoPoLitSo invited Flint to read often. He hosted dozens of episodes of our interview show, The Writing Life, and he was our poet in residence in local schools. A beloved professor at Georgetown University for nearly 30 years, Flint had a giant laugh, could recite thousands of poems from memory, and frequently employed an ability to poke fun at himself in poetry or otherwise. In this poem, the speaker is a poet, waiting for a poem to come to him in the early light, slightly frustrated by the lack of notice of his work. By the end of the piece, however, the speaker has made a sort of peace with his poetic lot. This poem is collected in Flint's book called Stubborn, which was selected for the National Poetry Series. A reviewer in Publishers Weekly wrote that Flint circles back time and again to the stark virtues of resilience and endurance. Endurance indeed. It must have been all of Flint's early mornings at the window with his pen. And now, Late September, Early Morning by Roland Flint.
Late September, early morning. It's fall, but he's written his fall poems, his harvest poems, and here comes age poems. Few have noticed, but he's tried everything, including birth, life, and death poems, the dying Christ, the death of God, the ministry of work poems, the insouciance, especially Ivan Spornitz's, Bunk McVeighn's, his father, Grandmother Rose, and others. Himself, he's covered like a wall, poster full. He's even tried Alaska and Korea, Bulgaria and Iwo Jima, no visit required. So now he's trying to wait, patient to strike under his peculiar illusion and weed, it counts. But something stubborn wants him scribbling daily, even if it is the only thing to write about. Like straw blown through a tree, it's in him or gratitude. To get up before dawn, to sit at the cricketing window a while, letting it in, and then to put it down here. And after seeing his old friend madly flogging his book months now atop the Times bestseller list, he's trying to work up a solace that his obscurity, like this early morning's dark, is the perfect light to work in.